It's really weird, like being involved in Formula Drift is kind of like being involved in a 17-year psychological experiment, because there are many different professional know-it-alls that are always telling you how the sport is going to fail. You know, at the beginning it was, there's no youth in motorsports, and then it was drifting as a fad, and then it was you're never going to be able to compete against the mainstream sports. And then it was, if that didn't get you, COVID for sure is going to kill the sport.
And as March came around, and as the spread of the coronavirus as a global pandemic, with travel bans, with countries shutting down, states and cities across America experiencing all kinds of hardships, all kinds of regulations, the word, uncertainty just kept floating and circulating around us.
And not too long into that, the other shoe fell and the entire floor of reality dropped away. And in front of us was just this wide open void of nothing, because there was no good information about how to make predictions for the future. There was really no information at all. And from about April or March to like June was really dark. At that point we had to look to see what was possible. And on the one hand, it was cancel the season, bankrupt the teams. And on the other hand was do a season, go down the wrong path, take the wrong turn, bankrupt the company. So, what do? We send it.
The pivoting and adjusting wasn't just a Ryan and I decision. It was shouldered by so many people around the community, by staff, by teams, by sponsors, by tracks that we worked with, to work together cohesively in unison to be able to adjust and to be able to come up with something that was workable and that was doable. So many unsung heroes, those that worked tirelessly behind the scenes, played such a vital part to make this happen.
How do we do this so we don't screw it up? And just to cut to the chase, there's basically 3 elements that you have to have in order for that to take place. Number 1 is everybody's gonna have to make personal and financial sacrifices. There's just no getting past that. Number 2 is the drivers and the teams are gonna have faith in us that we can pull this off, knowing that as soon as they go on the road, they're putting themselves in our hands and at a certain level of risk.
4 venues, 8 rounds of Pro Championship competitions, 4 rounds of Pro 2 competitions, triple header weekends. It's a sense of relief that we were able to do this and accomplish this. And we couldn't have done it without the sponsors, the venues, the competitors and their crew.
Without any of those pieces, this does not work, and it would not have worked. So as we start the banquet and we get into the fun stuff of awards, this video is really for those people. Thank you to the drivers for going down this road with us and believing that we could pull it off and being champions in your own right in this own struggle. And thank you to our staff, who I am so personally indebted to. I'm not sure that we'll ever be able to repay you. And also, just a special note of thanks to Cassidy, who during the time that we're all fighting the virus, we learned that she was also fighting her own cancer. So as all of us were going through these challenges with the virus, she was also dealing with her own challenges with her cancer. And she worked hard to get through that. And so her spirit and her resilience is a great motivation for me, and I most definitely appreciate that. And then finally, thank you to the fans. And while we weren't able to really see any of you in person this year, you and the millions of other fans around the world helped us create the largest digital catalog that we've ever had and the highest viewed live stream in our 17-year history.
In the end, we want to thank our staff, our sponsors, all the competitors, and of course you, the fans. Because without all of you, none of this would have been possible.
Thank you for your support and enjoy the show.